Alliance, and right now I am sitting in Oak Hill School, and this was a one-room schoolhouse. It was built in 1886, and it was a school until 1952. It was actually a part of Washington County Schools. Now, it was a one-room schoolhouse, meaning all of the grades, 1st to 8th grade, learned together in this one room. And then after it was a school, it was a barn. It sat empty for a lot of years, and then it was moved here to Jonesboro in the 1990s to save it. It was originally in the Knob Creek community, which is now part of Johnson City. It was their one-room schoolhouse. Then it was moved here to Jonesboro. We put it back together, and the school looks how it used to look in 1892, 1893. And at the end of this video, the camera's actually going to scan the room so you can kind of see what the schoolhouse looks like. So when kids come today to Oak Hill School, like I said, they're going to step back in time to 1893. And that means all of the lessons are like they were then, what they eat for lunch is a little different, and then also what they play with for recess. And I have one of those toys here. It's called a buzzsaw, and it's probably my favorite. This one we bought. You know, people used to make these out of wood because it's what you had readily available. But you wind it up real tight, the disc real tight, and the rope gets shorter and shorter and shorter, and then you pull on both ends, and you keep going in and out, kind of like a bellows or an accordion, in and out. And as long as that rope's twisted and you've got that tension in it, you're going to still have this momentum to keep the disc going. And you can jump it up and down the string. You just got to be careful of your hands. But this actually is a really old toy. The indigenous peoples used to have a version of this. They made out of animal bone or again wood. And then colonial children like to play with this toy too, but they're mostly going to be making theirs out of buttons. So later it became known as the button toy. It kind of got the name buzzsaw because some kids would make it out of tin, and they would cut the edges so it'd be really sharp, kind of like a little saw. And that's how it got them saying buzzsaw. And then also too, if you can hear it, it kind of sounds like a saw. It has this like roaring noise. So also too, sometimes it's called a whirligig. Lots of names, original fidget spinner, if you will. And you can just have fun with it for hours and hours. Now, if you can't buy one of these right now, like I said, you can make one at home because kids for years and years made these at home, usually out of buttons. So I'm going to show you all how to make a buzzsaw using a button string. That's the two things you need. So the buttons would have been wood originally, but of course today many of our buttons are made out of plastic. And you're going to want a bigger button. You don't want like a teeny tiny button. You're going to want a bigger one so that you can actually spin and get some good momentum going on. And then a piece of string. And, it doesn't matter the color of your button. I've got red, I've got pink. So really any button, just make sure you have your parents' approval first before you go raiding the sewing box. And then just, a nice piece of string. And you want it to be long enough so you can put it through the button twice. So buttons already have holes in them, which is very convenient. You don't have to punch your own. And you're going to thread. You might want to disinfect this when this is over with. Thread the string through one of the eyes of the button, one of the buttonholes. And then you want to take it and you want to go diagonal. You don't want to go side by side, but you want to go diagonally to the other hole. And you might have a little better look than me. Okay, so again, there we go. You want to go diagonally so you can see how that looks in there. You're not going side by side. You're going to take the two ends, get them kind of even down here at the bottom, and you're going to tie a knot in it so that way your button doesn't come flying off. And you want to get it as even as you can, because if you're really way off, it's going to impact your twirling. So just take however much you need to make a knot down here. You might need to get somebody's help with this part. See if I can do it. Sometimes I need to get somebody's help with this part. Okay, and you just tie it off in a good knot there. And then you're gonna want to get your button back in the middle of the string. And sometimes you can loop your fingers through the ends here. This helps spin it a little. Be careful of your fingers. Don't hurt your fingers in the process. And again, wind it up real tight towards you. Don't hit your face. Watch out for your face. And then sometimes it takes it a minute when you first make them. Oh, it was starting to go. It's a little trial and error. It took me a while to figure out how to do this, but keep practicing, you'll get it. Oh, there it goes. See, there it goes. It's a little smaller than the bigger one, and it makes a little boop, boop noise as opposed to a big war. But there you go. There's your homemade buzzsaw. And as long as you've got button string, you can do it yourself. So like I said, ask permission before you go ready the buttons out of the sewing kit. Really simple, fun craft that kids at Oak Hill School, you know, they used to play with this toy. So now we're gonna scan the room real quick so you all can see what Oak Hill School looks like.